What's up, nature freaks?
What's going on, guys?
Dave and Jeremy back again another Saturday slap in the face.
That's right. And today we have a special episode because we're going to be interviewing Brian Duraka from Duraka Exotics.
Hi, guys.
Now, Brian is the first person in the United States to breed blue-tailed monitors.
Yeah, that's pretty epic. Brian's a good friend of ours. We're super excited for him. And we're going to be looking at the blue tail monitors.
Yep.
Now, some of you guys may already be familiar with Brian. A lot of people in the community know him as the Turtle Whisperer. That's because he likes to whisper sweet nothings in turtles' ears. No, but seriously, guys, he's got a cool collection down here. We're going to interview him. We're going to talk to him about the blue tail monitors and some of the other stuff that he has down here.
Yes, sir. You excited, Brian?
I'm very excited.
All right, guys, let's get right into it.
Nature in your face!
All right, guys, here you go. Check this out. A beautiful blue tail monitor. Now, Brian, this is, I believe, is it Dorianus? Is that so?
Dorianus.
Dorianus. All right, and these are from where? Australia, New Guinea, that area?
New Guinea. Yep.
What a beautiful, and look at those yellow spots. Now, I'm looking at the tail. I see the blue. Do they retain that blue coloration, or does that eventually fade? What's this thing look like in a year or two?
The blue will get more vibrant as they get older.
Ah, okay.
All this pattern and stuff will fade a little bit more, but it will get nicer as it grows, and then it'll start to fade a little bit.
Very
So
cool.
it's not quite this nice when they're adults.
Yeah, now we said that he was the first one in the United States to breed this, but it could even be the first documented in the world.
You're dead. You crazy son of a dead.
I don't know if anybody wants to argue that. Jump in the comments and say something. So,
Right.
yeah, definitely in the U.S. and farther than that. So if anybody has any documentation that's been done before, bring that junk on.
So, Brian, how did you become like the first one to breed these monitors?
I bought 3 juveniles, little bigger than this, and I just raised them. Got to raise them all separate because they will eat each other. And then I found out my female was female because I found eggs in the enclosure. And then the other one that was next to her is much bigger, much more defined head and tail. So I introduced them and got some eggs a little bit later on.
So female was doing female things.
Yeah.
Yes.
And considering you were the first one to breed them, did you just kind of wing it, or did you? I mean, obviously, if you're the first one to breed them, I'm guessing this was a lot of trial and error and just guesswork.
There's no Googling on how
Well,
to do
Right,
this.
when you're the first one.
There is some sort of formula for feeding a female to get her to cycle. So I just tried to start that formula, and it actually took 3 clutches in order to get good eggs.
Okay.
So it was
Did you witness them breeding, or was this
never
Really?
never seen them breed. No.
Did you know?
Very secretive.
Did you know that the female was gravid, or did you just whoa? There's eggs there.
I have a nest box in the enclosure, and once they start digging in it and there's soil and stuff everywhere, that's pretty much a sign that she's in there and she's digging. So that's it. I never saw her before she laid. I didn't see her till afterwards, and she looked much skinnier than normal. So
How many
Yeah.
did you get? How many babies?
6.
And the way you have them set up, they're able to travel, right?
Yeah, there's drain tile, like plastic black corrugated drain tile that goes from one side to the other. And there's little doors on there with holes in it, so hopefully they can get each other's scent. And then I just open the door when it's time to go in, and then close them off when it's time to go out.
It's like an arranged marriage. You
Right.
just keep them in
Pretty
an
much.
apartment next to each other.
Yeah.
And open the vent a little bit and they get pet.
There you
So,
go.
Brian, I mean, that must be just such a cool sense of accomplishment, knowing that you're the first one to breed these. Did
Yeah.
anybody contact you from like podcasts or any like big time monitor breeders freaking out?
Nat
Yeah.
Geo.
Yeah, right.
Not Nat Geo. I'm on Mike Stefani's podcast off the, I think, Trap Talk network.
Okay.
So,
He's a huge monitor guy.
yeah, he's a huge monitor guy. Everybody knows him. Everybody's excited that, this happened. So,
I'm just glad that we beat Dave Kaufman to the Brian Duraka
And
interview.
Lyle Charles.
Yeah, take that, Dave. I just want to point out a couple things. We're sweating profusely because Brian keeps it like Asia in his
Yeah,
basement,
yeah.
which is perfect for these animals and terrible for human beings.
Feels like
And
we're
it
in,
was pouring rain, so like this isn't sweat, but we are
like
we are all,
Sunye,
like-
Bulow,
yeah,
Singapore
we
all
are,
over
we
again.
are pouring sweat.
it's perfect weather now, too.
Yeah, but look, Liz was just like, that's cool. I'm
Yep.
digging it, bro. These are beautiful.
They really are. Those yellow spots, I mean, and you said those are going to fade eventually, like...
Yeah, it's going through its ontogenetic color change right now. So
as far as diet with these guys, if I'm wrong, correct me, but I believe it's mainly birds, and then I also read that they eat a lot of invertebrates, like beetles.
yeah, they'll eat basically anything. Snakes, they'll eat each other. They'll eat other lizards, birds, any rodents, probably any sort of aquatic life they can get to. When I got one of the original adults as a baby from Brian Waterloo, I was supposed to get 2 of them, and when he went in the enclosure to get them, there was only 1.
So you mentioned they're going through the autogenetic change. What will it eventually look like as an adult?
It'll be pretty much all black background with like yellow speckling and stuff on it. Obviously the tail will be bluer. The feet might be a little colored, but unfortunately they get a little bit plain when they're older. But their head's pretty awesome.
Enjoy them while you can.
Yeah. The head's awesome looking as an adult. Yeah. There are a couple different variations of Dorianus. This is the pastel variety.
Okay.
So this is like the prettiest one. From my understanding, it comes from the northern, like New Guinea, like Jayapara, Mount Cyclops. There's a couple other localities that come in, and they label them as pastels.
So how long did this take to incubate? Because that's, if you don't know, you're the first one to breed them. There's a lot of unknowns, obviously.
Yeah. It took 200 days.
200 days. It's a long time to bake a cake, guys.
It is.
And then hope it tastes good.
Yep.
200 days. Wow.
And it came out beautiful.
Yep.
And how many you said you get?
6.
6? That's right.
They all look similar?
They all look similar, yeah. Some are a little lighter, some are a little darker, that's all.
Now, as far as size, 4.5 feet, is that right?
Yeah, probably 3 to 5. Males are going to get closer to 5. Females will stay closer to 3.
I don't know if you said this, but are they dimorphic at all as adults? Like,
the male's definitely bigger. The head is bigger. I think the base of the tail is bigger, and they just overall are bigger, but they're still very hard to tell. The tails don't show that much of a bulge to begin with, either male or female. So, at least on mine, it's been tough to tell.
So, what is your long-term goal with these? I mean, are you just planning on breeding more and then selling them? Are these going to flood the reptile market in a couple years, or
I don't think they'll flood the market. I'm gonna keep trying to breed them. I'm gonna keep a couple juveniles and raise them, so I have some captive bred and try to produce F2s. Only laying 6 to 9 eggs in a clutch. I mean, it's not very many. Not all of them hatch. Not all of them are good. So they're not cranking out 10 or 20 eggs at a time. Although I still have 2 more clutches in the incubator right now, and she may be working on another clutch right now. So, they're pretty dialed in, and she's just going and going. So, I'd like to raise some more.
Hey man, I think it's really cool that you did this. Awesome. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, thanks.
If you guys haven't heard about this, or maybe you know Brian, throw something in the comments. It is super cool, and I mean, this is what everybody who raises and keeps and breeds animals wants to do. I think it's cool that not only is this a first, but the fact that there are still species out there that it can be a first.
Yeah.
Like everything hasn't been done.
Considering how many people are in this hobby, it's very impressive, Brian.
Which, if you're against captive breeding or animals in captivity, think about this though. This is the first time it's ever been bred, which means now if it starts to disappear in its natural habitat, here
Brian
it is.
just saved the planet.
Yeah,
look at that.
It's being saved. And check out his social media. What is it on TikTok, Insta, all the same?
We'll link that in the video too.
Raka Exotic. That lizard's gone. He got it. Oh, yeah. Got it, people.
There we go.
See, listen, I just want to say something. He didn't want us to hold the lizard.
Yep.
Because he said, I don't trust you to hold it tightly. And then you see what happened.
Yeah, well.
He got too comfortable and then gone.
I don't have to pay myself if it gets away, so.
All right, guys, I think that's going to wrap up this video. Brian, thank you so much for allowing us to come in and
thanks for coming.
Share with us these beautiful monitors. I mean, that was just really cool, very impressive again, and I wish you much success in breeding them in the future.
Yeah, go check out Brian's channel, YouTube, Insta, Tiki-Taki. get on that junk, and you can see all the stuff that he's working with.
All right, guys, we'll see you on the next Saturday. Slap in the face.